I don't know how much you believe in kind of the shifting pressure in a series. Jay Woodcroft said the other day that that fourth win is the toughest to get and that the pressure is more on you than on them. I don't know how you feel about that idea or pressure in a series.
Well, I mean, the fourth one typically is the toughest to get. I'll agree with that. I know we have a group that they enjoy each other's company. They love coming to work every day. So we're looking at it as, we're grateful and excited for an opportunity to close out a series. There's only 6 teams left right now, and it's going to go down to 4. So that's our goal. We want to be one of those teams. So that's what we're thinking about. I'll speak for our group in that regard. That's what we're looking forward to, opportunity in front of us. I think we have high expectations of our group, so again, that's what internally our challenge is, to continue playing, be one of the final 4 teams. Pressure to me, I mean, that's win or lose, we're getting up tomorrow, we're getting on a plane to Vegas, and we're going to prepare for our next game, whether it's against, that's his thoughts. I think pressure is maybe your local and provincial firefighters. They're under pressure, right? I mean, to keep communities safe and get home alive. So that I don't think of it as pressure at all on us. It's a great opportunity, and we're excited to have it.
Hi, Bruce, over here. William Carrier kind of jumped into the playoffs after not playing for a while, and that's not easy to do. I'm just curious where you think his game is at, and maybe where there's room for him to get back to where he was.
I don't think he's as assertive with the puck, Jesse, right now that he typically was, and some of that is rust getting back to his game. Maybe the opportunities aren't there as much. I thought there was some against Edmonton earlier, but their line in general, they work as a trio. When they're all protecting pucks and forechecking well, they'll get it back, and that's when you'll notice them all playing well. They probably haven't got to the ceiling of their game yet. I think that's fairly obvious. They've all played well in spots, but still checking well. They're trying to bring physicality, but just not the offensive piece of it yet, and that usually involves puck protection. So I don't believe the injury is preventing him from doing that, because he's cleared and healthy to play. It's just the time missed, and this time of year you're playing against good players every night. So hopefully it comes for us, but we're going to allow him to grow into his game.
Bruce, just over here. You guys are outscoring him pretty badly 5-on-5. Is it safe to say that, if you guys can stay out of the box, you have a really good chance of closing this out? Is the game plan that simple, I guess?
I'm hearing that a lot. I heard that a lot, and we're working on it. And I mean, it's the truth, right? We have to stay out of the box. Officials call what they see, and both teams have taken their share of penalties, and we're just going to try to be as clean as possible, but still playing hard and win puck battles. To win puck battles, you got to be heavy on your stick. So there's been a lot of stick fouls in this. I think in this because of that. Both teams are big and strong, and they know that going in. So, but yeah, it would behoove us for sure to stay out of the box, kill the penalties when we do. We're up 3-2, and we've taken our share of penalties, so we're going to continue to grind away at that part of the game, but we can't let it get in the way mentally of us still playing and worrying about the next shift if we do take one. I do believe we've been the better team for the most part, 5-on-5, and that'll be the task at hand tonight, along with special teams. Our power play contributed the other night, helped us. Our penalty kill, we walked away thinking we thought we did a pretty good job in general, but we gave up 3 goals, so it's kind of an odd statement to make, but internally we felt we did a lot of good things. So let's hope we can narrow it down tonight, the infractions, keep it to a manageable number. But I mean, that has been the game plan. We just haven't executed that part of it as well as we'd like.
On top of that, once you do kill the penalty, it seems to give a pretty good matchup advantage once you get past that penalty kill. Like how much do you look towards that to say, like, if we can get through, we have a good spot here?
Well, it gives us momentum internally because we know what we're up against. It's, a very dangerous power play, goes without saying, all kinds of records, all that stuff. So I do believe it gives us a lift. Typically, those top guys have expended some energy on it. They're out for their large share of it if they don't score earlier, which they have done. So whoever's coming over the boards, got to be ready to go. But I don't know. We feel the same way no matter what. After, if they're playing together as a line and they go off the ice, our next group, there's less dangerous forwards coming over the boards, but there's still NHL players that can do damage. But you're not as in high alert, I guess. But I don't think you can ever rest. I don't think our D ever rests, no matter who's coming over the boards. And that's kind of our approach.
Bruce. Mark Spector, Sportsnet. You've been on both sides of these games. Tell me about trying to match the desperation when, as you say, you're going home to play the next game no matter what. The other team might not be. How do you play a game as
Hear the
desperate?
pressure on them, the way you put it that way, or a little more than us, right? I would think, but I think there's both sides have to deal with different things, and so for us, we want to close out the series. We did. We had an opportunity against Winnipeg. We did it. All right. So that's our mindset. Is every series you get an opportunity, you want to close it out because the longer it goes, the more things that can happen that don't go your way. So we got the opportunity tonight. We can't look at it as well. If we don't do it today, we'll do it tomorrow. I don't think our team approaches games that way in general. I think we've been pretty good at going on to the next game. We don't always win them. Sometimes we don't even always play well in them, but we do sort of fast forward to trying to stay in the moment of that game and not worry about what happened yesterday or tomorrow. So I will say that about our team. Our mindset is good. Does it translate to a victory on the ice? Not all the time, but we're still playing right, so I think we do a pretty good job with it. So that's what we'll talk about. We're not worried about anything else, but having a good start at 8 o'clock tonight would help that regard. That's where we've been a little bit off, that atypical during the season, so we got to make sure that that should be our primary focus, and that's what we've talked about in our locker room. Let's be ready to go early on here and see if we can build throughout.
Bruce, a couple of guys were saying that last game, knowing Petrangelo wasn't there, they all had to raise their level. They knew they had to raise their level because he wasn't there. He's back now. Is that the challenge for them to continue to feel that same way?
Yeah, we went back and forth, Dan, on partners, and then eventually we landed on Hague and Whitecloud staying together and just slotting in Hutton on the right side with Martinez, right? We just thought, okay, Nick and Whitey have been in the league now for a while. They're not these grizzled veterans, but they're not neophytes either. So we gave them the challenge in one of those top two lines, or if they played together, they might be, and I thought they handled it well. So you want them to have that same mentality no matter who they're playing against, but they know that if something happens tonight, they can handle that challenge. That's what I like about our D-core. We never feel like we're undermanned on the ice, for lack of a better term, or at a disadvantage because they can play. But on the road, that matters a lot because you don't get to play as easily. So that's the way I look at that matchup for them. I know Petro is going to be ready to go. He didn't want to miss a hockey game. And we got through it and played well without him, good enough to win. So, again, we're going back to our pairs the way they were. And I don't think Johnny will be chasing matchups with our D, knowing how they played the other night, those two, and everybody for that matter.